cannot directly serve Krishna. We go to Krishna or create that mercy for us by first serving the Guru, who then takes our nishtha to him, and therefore we get the.
Correct. Correct. So from Guru Parampara, Guru is our connection to Krishna, right? So if we want to call somebody in US, firstly we connect to the local tower. Local tower then send the signal to the overseas phone, right? We cannot directly start calling US. That is where it's like a local tower that Guru is there, and when we serve Guru through Vapu Seva or Vani Seva, we get connected to Krishna. That is where Krishna's mercy comes in. Second part is the surrender, right? So it's very difficult to surrender to Krishna because physically we are not seeing him around. He is not there to correct us. But it's easy to surrender to somebody who is there in front of us. So we learn the art of surrender from Guru, right? And that is how when we engage in the service of the spiritual master, the clutches of Maya, we can be freed from the clutches of Maya. Okay? Once you do Guru Seva and your anarthas are gone, then comes the stage of developing faith. Faith is a very, very important aspect in bringing Krishna's mercy. To start with, Krishna's mercy will not come immediately, right? We just order something and it comes. It will take a long journey, right? But during that journey, when we are not face to face with Krishna, it's the faith that will take us forward. Because if you have firm faith that in this journey, holding the hand of my spiritual master, I am surely going to reach Krishna, this faith will drive us. So if you want Krishna's mercy, the consistency is required, right? So the small steps that we make, and we are discussing all this in the context of our japa, right? This book is on japa, right? So we want Krishna's mercy to come when we do our japa. We feel the connection through our beads. We feel the connection with Radha and Krishna. For that, we want to attract the mercy of Krishna, right? If we have faith in the holy name and we consider holy name no different from Krishna, that is where we will get interest in taking shelter of the holy name, right? So this book talks about taking shelter of the holy name, thinking that I am taking the shelter of this holy name and this will deliver me to Krishna. So that faith is very, very essential component. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur calls faith as the entrance gate into the palace of holy name. So if holy name is a palace, so entrance gate is faith. If we don't have faith, we will not make the effort to enter that palace. So very nice example he has given. And understanding that holy name is not different from Krishna, right? When we understand that, we actually feel that we are chanting in the presence of Krishna himself. So that there a stage will come when we'll start to realize that when we are chanting, we will feel that, not only are we chanting in the company of great souls like Brahma and Shiva, right? So whenever we chant, we are doing the perfection of all that we can do. We are the highest class citizens because along with us are doing the same thing. Suppose we sit to eat and we are sitting, we take a picture, today I am taking lunch with the Prime Minister. That picture is very important, right? We would want to show to everybody, see I am sitting with the President. But when we chant, we are sitting with the likes of Brahma and Shiva. And there will come a stage, if we have full faith in the holy name, there will come a stage when we will be able to feel the presence of Krishna, that he is watching us. He is very happy seeing us progress, seeing us connect, seeing us coming back to him, right? So that is how faith is what takes us inside the palace of holy name, and that is the gate, right? The next quality that will bring Krishna's mercy is sincerity, right? So sincerity is honesty of the mind, right? That is how sincerity is defined. So I can be honest in my dealings at the physical level, right? But when will you call me sincere? When I'm honest with the mind, right? So now what does it mean to be honest with the mind, right? It is telling the mind that I am doing the most urgent thing, right? So when you are in an urgency, you are getting late for the flight, no other thoughts come into your mind except for the road in front and you are driving full speed, right? Suddenly all those thoughts stop coming. But when you have nothing to do, you are sitting in your sofa watching TV, hundreds of things will start coming to your mind, because mind, like a naughty little baby, wants to get an opportunity to do something naughty, right? But it's very smart. It understands also when is the time to start asking for chocolate, right? When he sees mommy, papa are in an urgency, he will not start asking for chocolate. So the moment mind knows that yes, he is free now, khali dimag, shaitan ka ghar. So the shaitan also knows कि दिमाग कब खाली होगा, right? So sincerity is the honesty of the mind, and it is freedom from hypocrisy. How is it freedom from hypocrisy? Hypocrisy is I pretend to do something, right? But I don't really mean to do it. In office calls, many people do that, right? After pressing the mute button, they are doing something else, right? Because we are not totally surrendered to that. We are waiting, okay, when my part comes, I will start listening or I will start talking. In Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, Krishna tells Uddhava, my devotee should remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. Even though he sometimes engaged in sense enjoyment, my devotee knows that all sense gratification leads to miserable result, and he sincerely repents such activities. Srila Goswami has clarified on this, that it should not be interpreted here that Krishna is okay with we doing sense gratification, but we should focus on the last part, that Krishna is telling Uddhava that although you will see my devotee engaged in sense gratification at times, but what will separate him from non-devotees is my devotee will repent it. In the end, he will not feel happy about it. In the practical life, we see so many people who are doing wrong things consistently, right? So Sattam they are doing, they are not stop, they are not getting any guilty feeling, they are not stopping day after day, they are engaged in corruption, accumulating money, right? We are getting cases where some politician has filled bags and bags, filled his whole house with so much of currency that authorities are finding difficult to count that. Now he didn't do that in a day, right? He did it day after day, year after year. So in between all this, he did not get any guilt feeling, right? That I am doing something wrong. But Krishna is telling Uddhava that my devotee, even if he engages in sense gratification, in the end he will feel frustrated. He will not feel happy about it. That is where the sincerity comes. So there is another book where I was reading on sincerity aspect, okay, and it's building up to chapter 10. Okay, so chapter 10 is so intense. Suddenly you are hit with a bolt. Okay, so this author is building background to hit you with that lightning. Okay, and he's telling how we should be sincere in our bhakti, in chanting, right? And the chapter 10 starts by saying that you are just waking up and you see that you have reached the gates of Vaikuntha. Okay? Finally, after lifetimes of your devotional service, you have reached the gate of Vaikuntha. Okay? And there you enter that opulent place. Now you are thinking Krishna will come and I'll see Krishna. Right? And it feels so good reading that portion of that book. And then he says, you are slowly opening your eyes and you are seeing a blue form of approaching you. A beautiful looking Krishna is coming to you from distance. Okay, and you are filled with that excitement. Now, finally, after these hundreds and thousands of lifetimes, I have reached the stage when I am going to be face to face with Krishna himself. And he comes closer and closer to you, and you are looking at him. And he's not giving any expressions, but he's just approaching you. And he comes and stands next to you and looks you into the eyes. Okay? And then he whispers into your ears, I don't think I can trust you. Just imagine. This gives a shock when you're reading this. Krishna says, I don't think I can trust you. And you are devastated that I waited lifetimes for this moment. And Krishna is telling me, I can't trust you. I don't think I can trust you. And before you start telling him, no, Krishna, you can trust me, all those thoughts start coming to your mind. When all did you cheat Krishna? When you took a vow, but you did not fulfill that vow. When you chanted, but you cheated on the time of your mind was somewhere else, right? You start thinking of those moments. And you think that let this chapter be over. I don't want to read anymore because it's getting more and more intense, right? And it is bringing that aspect of guilt in you that how urgent was this thing. I am so lucky that I am face to face with Krishna, but just by making stupid mistakes in not fulfilling my vows, I had to be driven away by Krishna. From this moment I have to go and fall down now, right? And after chapter 10, the real, when that seriousness is evoked in you, then he starts telling about what is the value of sincerity. How sincerity will bring us closer to Krishna, right? And he's telling that the example he has given later, the material example the author has given, Mahatma Prabhu. Okay, there is a book called Bhakti from Mahatma Prabhu. So he's saying, suppose you have saved money all your lifetime for a retirement, okay, and now you are two years away from your retirement, and you have saved 2 crore rupees, okay, and 2 years later you want to go and settle down in Vrindavan and live off the interest on that money. Now your friend approaches, very very close friend approaches you and says he wants to start a very good business, he is very enthusiastic, and he needs 5 crore rupees. Okay. So you think, and I'm going to get returns in 1 year or 2 years, and I'll return your money with 18% interest. Okay. So you think I'm not so much keen on the interest part, but anyways I'm not going for 2 years to Vrindavan, so let me borrow that money. 1 year has passed, no money has come back. 1.5 years has passed, and no money is coming back, and you are worried. Because rest of your life depends on it. Otherwise, you will be stuck, doing some another job after this. You can't go to Vrindavan. So, you go and meet your friend. But before this example, he gives an exercise. Okay? He said, take a pen and paper and write down those vows you have not fulfilled. To your family, to your friends, to Krishna, write down. For whatever reason, you took a vow and you were not able to fulfill, make a list. So you will have a list of 10 items. Then he says, make a list of reasons, okay, for which you could not fulfill those goals. So he says that when I do this survey, he conducts a lot of japa workshops. He says at the end of this survey, these are the kind of answers I get. I did not get time. I had money constraints. I did not feel it is important. My health was not good. Something was not well in my family. I had more urgent things to do. He makes this list. Okay, he said now you keep your list with you. List of goals that you could not fulfill and the reasons that for which you could not fulfill. After this exercise, he goes to chapter 10 and starts this face to face with Krishna. And he says, now you make a list. Now you make a list and show this to Krishna if you have the courage. Krishna, I cheated on you, I was not sincere because I did not think it is important. I had some urgent work, right? I had money constraints, I had health constraints. Will you have the courage to say this to Krishna? Or you yourself feel, oh, these reasons are so stupid, how can I tell those to Krishna? Right? That is where he actually, shatters those beliefs and takes you out of your comfort zone, and you actually feel like, this is something I have to be sincere about. Of course, I have to be sincere about everything that I do, any service that I am engaged in. But when it comes to, or any work, material work that I am doing, but when it comes to Krishna, this is so urgent, this is so important. Of course, I can blatantly give excuse to my boss. I can tell my kid, oh, I don't have time today. I can tell my parents, I don't have time today. I tell my wife, I don't have time for something today. But will I have the guts to stand in front of Krishna and give such stupid reasons to him? Right? That is where sincerity is one major aspect that goes into this list of qualities that bring Krishna's mercy. So Prabhuji, who have joined late, I have been given topic by Achyut Prabhuji to talk on this chapter 18 of Japa book, quality that attract Krishna's mercy. Okay, so we'll move to the next quality. That quality is feeling the hope. So this is a gradual thing. All the quality that we discussed, right? Now only when you do Guru Seva, you get blessings of your Guru, and then you develop faith in Krishna. That Krishna loves me, that is why he has sent a spiritual master into my life, right? And through that faith you develop sincerity in you. That will take you to the next level, which is hope. Now hope is very important. There is something called flywheel. Anybody knows what is flywheel?
Yes.
Yeah, what is it?
So it's a heavy wheel which works by way of momentum. Once you have turned it, and it is also used to store a lot of energy by way of its mass, so that it can drive something else when the energy has been added to it. Like that's
Very good, Prabhu. You are very right. Can you tell some use where it is used?
diesel engines.
Mm-hmm.
Diesel engines.
Diesel engine. Yes, Prabhuji. How does it help, the diesel engine?
It stores the moment of inertia. Right. When the crankshaft is moving.
Right.
It's a piston on combustion takes place.
Correct.
So there is a moment of inertia developed in the crankshaft, or a moment of piston in the connecting rod over the crankshaft. And the output end is a flywheel. And the transmission takes place wherever the.
If we don't have flywheel in the car, what will happen?
That moment of inertia, I don't think there is a possibility of getting stored. Like even if the engine stops, there will be some kind of momentum, which keeps rotating the crank. The initial momentum is required, so that is provided by the flywheel. Because of
suppose it's not working properly. If the flywheel is not working properly, what will you feel in the car? You'll feel huge vibrations, right? Because the energy that is generated by the engine is not like this. It's like this, right? The whole combustion cycle, right? That is why, or for example, you have shock breakers, the shockers, right? Shockers in the car, okay? So what shockers will do is, it will absorb the jumps and up and down movement, and you will feel smooth in the car. When the shockers get old, you will start feeling more jumps in the car.
Jerky.
That is hope. Hope is the flywheel, right? Because all the time you don't have Krishna's mercy coming in, you don't have all the time good things happening to you, you don't have all the time devotee association with you, right? So what will keep you going is hope. So when we come to devotee association, whenever we are fortunate to get it, we energize our flywheel. So the rest of the week or rest of the time when we are away from the devotee association, it keeps on giving us that energy to bring us to a level playing field. Otherwise, what will happen is, on Sunday we will be energized, by Saturday or Friday, Saturday we will be going to pub, right? Right? Let's go with friends to party. So that flywheel keeps us from Sunday morning to Sunday morning. But that does not mean you start the engine and take off the key and car will go on. Whole week we have to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, and chant with so much of sincerity that our flywheel keeps energized. So there is an aspect, it's a very famous line that we see frequently on Pope from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, it is there. It's quoted there, but it is of the time when Vibhishan approached Krishna. So all the monkey warriors, they thought he is a spy. Okay, and let's catch him. So they went to Krishna with this doubt that from enemy camp somebody has come. Okay, and we think that he is a spy. But Krishna says, Lord Rama. Lord Rama says, no, we'll have mercy on him. And the exact lines that he says is, it is my vow that if one only once seriously surrenders unto me, saying, my dear Lord, from this day I am yours, and prays to me for courage, I shall immediately award courage to that person, and he will always remain safe from that time. So if we remember this line from Lord Ram, it will give us hope. Because Lord Ram says, once if somebody says that I am surrendered to you, Lord, I am yours, from that day, I'll give him that courage, and he will always remain safe from that side. Now what do we need to be safe from?
Lust, greed and anger.
Yes, lust, greed and anger. Who is their master? From whom we have to stay safe?
Mind.
Yeah, our own, it acts on our own mind. Second hint. It is the master of lust, anger and greed, and it acts on our mind. What is that? From we have to stay safe always. Maya. Who is looking for us? All the time, Maya is looking for us. And as they say, we are as healthy as our weakest organ. Okay? So if somebody dies by heart attack, rest of his body is completely good. But just one organ failed. So Maya is looking for that weak organ, one sense that is not in control, and it will pull us from there into its trap. Right? But who is saved? Rama is saying, Lord Rama says, that person is always safe from there on, who once says, Lord, I am surrendered to you. So have you said this? Say this with me. O Krishna, from this day, I surrender myself unto you.
I surrender myself unto you.
So from this day we all are saved. Okay? If we just remember, whenever your hope dwindles, you know, kick yourself for not being able to do what you want. You want to do 1 hour of reading, you want to do a fixed rounds of chanting, you want to focus on those on your round. If you are not able to do that and you kick yourself, of course you should kick yourself, because that is where the realization will come. But after that, let that not take away your hope. If that hope dwindles, remember this moment when you once said, as Lord Ram said, once you did say like Vibhishan, that, oh Lord, from this moment I am surrendered unto you. So that will take us forward. Next quality that takes us, that brings Krishna's mercy to us, is feeling loved. So why is it that we stop feeling loved? Because of
Not connected.
not connected. But how do you feel you are not connected?
Because we are not continuously doing like.
No. Should we ask Krishna to come and show up in front of us, only then we'll feel loved, or
No.
our expectation is not that?
Yes.
Still we are not feeling loved when, okay, let's make this question easy. Sometimes we feel Krishna loves us lots. Sometimes we think, does Krishna even know about me? Does he really love me? He never reciprocates, right? So again, that flywheel thing, it fluctuates, right?
Yes.
Our motivation in Krishna consciousness fluctuates all the time. One moment we are devotees, one moment we are non-devotees, right? So what will make us always feel loved? And when do we not feel loved? Who tells us that you are not loved by Krishna? Does somebody say this to you? No, right? Who says this? Mind says this. Our mind says this. You remember two children fighting and telling, and when they complain to mummy, papa, both of them, one of them will say, "You don't love me. You love the other one." We all have done this, right? When we were small, right? You don't love me. You love him only. You have picked me from some anathalaya. I am not your kid. You love the other one only, right? You have all seen this, right? Who told that kid like that? That we picked you from somewhere, you are not our kid and we love only the other one. Who told this? Mind. Mind told it, right? And when does our mind tell us that Krishna does not love us? As Mataji said, anyways we are not expecting, we are not Gopas of Vrindavan that, we are expecting Krishna to come play with us. So when is it that our mind tells us that Krishna does not love us? चोर की दाढ़ी में तिनका. Whenever we commit offenses, we automatically think Krishna doesn't. That is why I am committing offenses. That is why my mind is not focused on japa. Had Krishna been loving me, my mind would not have deviated, right? But to bring Krishna's mercy during chanting, we need to feel loved by Krishna. Okay? And there are so many proofs. In Bhagavatam, Krishna has demonstrated time and over again how much he loves his devotees. Right? And if we feel loved, he will be bound by us. What is the biggest example of that? Damodar Leela. Right? In Damodar Leela, we see that when Yashoda Maya starts crying out of frustration, this rope is again small, this rope is again small, and he sees that, he builds that mother's extreme affection and then he allows her to tie him up, right? And other example of feeling loved here is in the Ras Leela pastime, when he suddenly disappears, right? And the gopis are in extreme agony. The example of chapter 10 that I gave you, when Krishna comes face to face with you and he says, I can't trust you. In the gopis' case, in the middle of the whole thing, that singing and dancing and the transcendental celebration is going on, and Krishna suddenly disappears from there. Just imagine how devastated those gopis would be. They're like almost dead, right? And finally, when they find him, they ask him, why? Why would you do this to us? Do you know what kind of agony it is? But Krishna says, I wanted to develop that love in your heart which will come out of separation. So when he is not with us, he is not, appearing in front of us in another avatara right now, this is our opportunity to feel that separation, and that separation will strengthen, intensify our love for Krishna. So rather than this separation making you feel unloved, we should always feel loved. And In Bhagavad Gita he says, Bhaktya mama vijanati yavan yaschashmi tattvata. Right? So, if you want to know him, if you want to love him, only way is, the best way is Karma Yoga,
Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga. Right? Bhakti Yoga is the best way. The one final lesson from all the scriptures we get in the end is, the best way is Bhakti Yoga. So if we are traversing the path of Bhakti Yoga, we will obviously feel loved, and we will feel, when we feel loved, we will be getting the taste in chanting Harinam. So if we want Krishna's mercy, these are the foremost qualities that we need to develop in ourselves. So as we discussed in the beginning, let's wait for the mercy of Krishna to reign, but before that, let's make our land fertile so that when that mercy reigns, we are ready for it. And how do we do that? We start from Guru Seva. Okay, we'll go to the beginning. Okay. Guru Seva, once you do Guru Seva, it will develop in us what?
Faith.
Faith in us. That is the next level of chanting. We are chanting with faith. After this, next stage will come, which is sincerity. Right? When we have faith and we continue with that faith, that of course I am going to succeed in this, and when I am going to succeed in coming to that moment, when I will be face to face with Krishna, I should not hear from him the words, I don't think I can trust you. To save ourselves from that extreme situation, we will become utmost sincere. The next stage is hope. Right? So even if we are very sincere, even if a student is very, very sincere in studying, but if he does not have hope, he will again fail. Right? Or rather, his sincerity will fall down on the way. Right? Having that hope. Who are the students who have maximum sincerity and hope, who are studying for UPSC? 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, क्या कर रहे हो? रूम में बैठे हैं और क्या कर रहे हैं? UPSC. So they will go on till all their chances are exhausted, I think 7 or 8 years. After that, they will start looking for a job. They did engineering before that, but they have forgotten engineering now in 8 years. Who will give them a job? But look at the level of sincerity and hope, huh? Extreme level. So they have sincerity, they will be not doing anything. They're not mixing up with people, not shaving for a week, not bathing also for a week sometime. Just studying those UPSC books, right? We have to be better than them, because their chances will exhaust in 8 years. They will be back to normal searching a job. And in any case, if they fail, it's not something big they have lost. Anyway, are we preparing for UPSC? No. We are happy, no. So it's not, they will be devastated, they have lost everything. Even if they succeed, they'll get some red beacon car, but that red beacon car will be chasing behind a politician. Right? That is what they will do. They think it's a big deal. So, we have to be far more sincere than them. Of course, we can shave and take bath and have prasadam, but we have to be more sincere than them. Why? Because we are chasing something bigger than UPSC. We are chasing Krishna's mercy, right? And if they fail, they have studied so much, they will become a teacher somewhere, right? Open a shop somewhere, they will survive, right? But if we fail, we will continue in this cycle of life and death. But worse than that can also happen. That, what is the biggest fear Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita? In chapter 2 he says, don't be afraid of death. All these people are already dead. We all will leave this body. Don't be afraid. Go fight. Soon after that he says, this can save you from the biggest fear. Firstly, making you fearless, then talking about biggest fear. What is the biggest fear is? Getting up after dying. If death is not the biggest fear, what is bigger fear than death is?
Getting a
Not getting a good rebirth.
yeah.
Being born in the family of non-devotees or animals, right? That is the biggest fear. So we have to keep that hope. There is no other way, right? There is no looking back. We have to keep that hope, and to give that hope, we have been given scriptures. We have given Srimad Bhagavatam. If you read Bhagavatam or listen to one katha on Bhagavatam, your hope will suddenly go up. It will create confidence in you that yes, one fine day I am going back to Godhead. Krishna loves us. He is the one who is the seed giving, who is the seed giver to all the living entities. Like a parent loves his kid, even when the kid has run away from the home, he loves us, right? Keeping that hope that one day we are going to succeed in this, although this exam is more difficult than UPSC, right? And finally, the final stage after hope is feeling loved. In fact, it works backwards also. If we feel loved, we will have hope. Bring this to a scenario of a child and parent. The child who feels loved, he'll always be hopeful. Those kids in Kota, they say, every month 2 kids in average commit suicide. Kota is a small town, right? So like 20, more than 24 suicides every year, right? That is the record. Who are these kids? They have gone to prepare for some difficult examination, and when they talk to their parents are having high hopes. They have taken huge loans for their coaching, right? Everybody is having high hopes. You will crack IIT, you will crack G, and so on. And when they see their hope dwindling, that I cannot clear the exam this year, or they have mock tests are not coming good, they lose the hope. But still, if they feel loved, suppose there are 2 kids who have failed in that mock test or in the real G exam, okay? One kid is there whose parents are waiting, beta tu ghar aa jaye ek baar, and will beat you and throw you out. He will commit suicide, or the one who knows that my parents know that I have made my effort and they will embrace me. They will say one more chance, or you come, you do something else, no worries, you did your best. So the one who is feeling loved, during the exams also, he will not have stress. While writing the exams, he will not have the stress that if I wrote something wrong, if I don't clear the exam, he will be less under pressure because he is feeling loved. But the one who is under pressure, that after 30 minutes are left for this exam and that will be the end of life for me, my parents will not allow me inside the house, he is the one who will lose hope, he is the one who will lose sincerity, right? In studying also, his mind will wander, anyways, my life is not going to be good, right? And because of that lack of sincerity, he will not have faith also, and then he will not do Guru Seva, in this case, his efforts, right? So it works both ways. So to have Krishna's mercy. So last time when we were discussing, I think we had come to discuss one chapter of Bhagavatam, and somebody had asked the question on how to improve japa, right? We discussed so many things, right? From the physical aspects, from the surrounding aspects, to our mind aspects, to our consciousness aspect. Then we said, after you have done all this, you have set your surroundings well, right? You are sitting in the devotee association. Your physical aspect you have taken care. You have slept well. You have taken bath. You have taken prasadam well, right? So your body is not asking you, hey, you have to go and take bath also. You are feeling lazy, or you have not slept. You are feeling sleepy, right? Then also you can't chant properly, right? And your mind, you have not told your mind that for next 2 hours you are going to take rest. I'm switching you off. You have not told your mind that. You have not told the mind that you are engaged in the most urgent activity. Then you can't chant with focus. But we said after you have done all this, still the final exam is getting the mercy of Krishna. And today we discuss these qualities with which we can attract Krishna's mercy to us. Right? So if we want Krishna's mercy, we need to feel connected to Krishna through Guru Parampara and through serving Guru and serving the devotees of Krishna. Right? So Krishna says that, I love not only my devotees but the devotees of my devotees. Right? The servants of my devotees. So if we serve the devotees, we do bhakti towards Krishna, we serve, and we are very fortunate that we get the spiritual master and get to serve him and his orders, right? That is where, now although these activities are, although this book is on japa, okay, whatever we discuss is a chapter from japa, right? This whole book is on japa technique, 9 keys, how you can come to next level of japa platform, but about japa we are discussing qualities that will attract Krishna's mercy, because Krishna's mercy is the final thing that we can achieve for actually having a focused japa. Make sense? So let's have some questions around japa or the qualities that we discussed for bringing Krishna's mercy. Whether you feel you have got Krishna's mercy or you need to make more efforts in one or the other of these qualities. Any realizations or questions if you have? Please go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
I have been influenced by the chanting Hare Krishna mantra, and I see that there is some change in my heart heaviness. I could see that it has become light. I wanted to understand much deeper what actually this does while we chant. I could see a lot of changes.
Yes.
Earlier, the heaviness was more, and now I feel much lighter, irrespective of the situations around it. I still feel okay, let it go. What actually changes?
Yes, yes. That's a good question, Mata. So we started feeling this in the very, very first time we were asked to chant a round of japa in our first Gita class, right? So they say, okay, you take your beads, everybody will be distributed beads, and you chant with us. You don't know the mantra also properly, but along with the speaker, you start chanting. And the end of it, first time chanting, we say, how do you feel? Life's first chanting round, people say, I'm feeling lighter, right? And this feeling gradually improves over the years. So Mata is saying, what is the reason for that? We feel at peace, more at peace, we feel happy, right? So what is the source of that happiness, right? Now, uh, as we discussed, Krishna loves us, right? Even though he loves us, he tells Arjuna that Arjuna, this word is Dukhalayam Shashvatam. So, if he loves us, and by nature we are, the nature of the soul is to be happy or sad?
Happy.
Happy. The nature of the soul is to be happy. When our nature is to be happy, because we are part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna is Govinda, right? He gives pleasure. Our nature is to be happy. Then why did he send us to Dukhalayam? There is inconsistency, right? Somebody who is very happy, giving mercy to everybody, making everybody happy, you put him in jail. Will he be happy? That's not his nature. Somebody who is frustrated and anyways writing sad songs, you put him in jail, it doesn't matter to him. He'll write sad songs there also. But if you put somebody who is really happy, will he be okay in that place? No. Right? So why this inconsistency?
Because I think Prabhuji answered this. I had asked this question. So he had said that because we are those stubborn children who were not willing to listen to this fact that Krishna was trying to propagate, that our job is to serve. We were not willing to listen to this. Instead, our fickle mind wanted to come on this earth and try to explore it ourselves.
And do sense enjoyment.
Sense enjoyment.
Right? That is why we are in this Dukhalayam. We are in this Dukhalayam because we were not, we got envious of Krishna. That is why we fell down. But the truth is, there is this inconsistency. We are by nature, our nature, soul's nature is to be happy, and we are in Dukhalayam. So obviously, with this lack of coherence, we will always be unhappy. Right? We are not sad songwriters. We are happy people. We are put in a sad picture. Or if the happy person, if he goes to watch something happy comedy thing, he'll feel happy, right? If you put him in a sad movie, he will go. He'll feel happy. No, right? So we are the happy people in this tragic show, right? So we are watching tragedy, although we are the lovers of happiness, right? Now, what happens when we chant? Okay. Other aspect of this is, how can we be happy? If we are by nature supposed to be happy, how can we be happy? A person who is of happy nature has been put in jail. Can you make him happy there by any ways? No, right? So what is the only way to make him happy is bail him out of there, get him out of there, right? So for us also to be happy, nobody can become happy in jail, especially somebody who is intelligent, right? He will feel that I need to go back to my family, I need to go back. Somebody who is not intelligent, he will become a union leader, sports leader, right? In charge, president of prisoners association, and he will love it, right? But somebody who is intelligent would want to come out. Somebody who is happy of happy nature would want to come out of prison. So the only way for us to become happy is to come out of this Dukhalayam and get into Krishna's world. And when we chant, we get into Krishna's world for 7 minutes. Then we come back. But at least we feel our worries went away for a while, and it leaves an impact on us. Right? That is why, Mataji, we feel lighter, we feel happier just after chanting or during chanting. The kind of mental relief that we feel during chanting or after chanting is because for those moments we are actually taken on a tour out of the jail, right? So we want to take a daily tour out of the jail, or we want to quit it permanently. Believe me, many people do not want to quit it. They are loving it, right? In fact, they don't want to take a tour outside also. If you ask me the truth, it includes all of us also. Of course, sitting here, we all will say, oh, we want to permanently go. But if you go back to that chapter on sincerity, if you ask students in a school, how many of you want to pass the exam? Everybody will raise it. Nobody has come to fail the exam. But will everybody pass the exam? Is every one of them making the same effort to pass the exam? No. No, right? So although everybody raised the hand, we want to pass, but they are not sincere. In their heart, they are saying, हाथ तो मैंने उठा दिया है, but अभी मुझे जाकर के खेलना है. ये क्लास खत्म होते ही मुझे देखना है कौन कौन से दोस्त क्लास बंक करके यहाँ से जाएंगे. हाथ उठाते हुए भी he is thinking like that, right? So it's not only the people who are doing anarthas outside or doing corruption in the politics. All of us are also those students who only want to take a daily tour out of prison, don't want to quit it. Because from childhood we have been told how good a place this is. It's got so many sources of sense enjoyment, right? If somebody tells us there are better places outside, we say we have never seen that. How should we believe you? That is the point where people who have got faith. You will see class 12 students. Class 12th is you are not even an adult, 17 years old. They are so serious, they are more serious than 50-year-old person, the way they are studying. People who are studying for medical and engineering entrance exam, some. The people who are cracking IITs at 17 years of age, just see the level of conviction they have. Right? Now, how do they have what is the difference between them and those kids who think this is the year of enjoyment? Class 12th is the time when I should enjoy the most. What is the difference between them? That they believed what their parents said. Others did not believe what their parents said. Why did they believe what their parents said? When the parents said, on the other side of this fence, there is a beautiful world waiting for you. If you make an effort just for 1 year, there's a beautiful world waiting for you. They had faith in this. How did they have faith? They had a very good, loving relationship with their parents all this while. But those kids who were very naughty from the beginning, who never listened to their parents, when they come to class 12, even if they were very brilliant in studies, when they will be told, kid, this is the year when you have to do severe tapasya. Right? They will not have faith in those words. How can I do tapasya? I can do little bit of tapasya like I have been doing to pass my exams. But if you ask me to stop playing altogether, I will not watch TV, I will not watch phone, I will not talk to my friends, I will just study day and night. How can I do that? Such a drastic change, why should I make? Some people will make. Those who have faith in the words of their parents, that yes, beyond this there is a beautiful life for you. Same is in our case. You will see some devotees who are very sincere. There are some people who at the age of 25, 26, at the peak of the mode of passion, when everybody, all their colleagues or their mind is telling us which is the best house in Bangalore to buy. My friend has bought a BMW when I am buying Series 7, right? So, at that point of time, peak of mode of passion, they quit it all and they become brahmacharis. How do they get so much of conviction? One is they are very intelligent. Second is they have faith. Same Bhagavad Gita was placed in front of them. Some people read it just, okay, I memorized something, some good things are written. Some took it seriously. Right? When Krishna said, Yat karoshi yad ashnasi yad juhosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurusha madarpana. Whatever it, so if somebody wants to practice what is written in Bhagavad Gita, he'll have to subscribe to this. Yat karoshi, whatever I do, yad ashnasi, what I eat, what I give away in dan or whatever tapasya also I do, I offer it to Krishna. When an intelligent person, a sincere person reads this verse, he becomes immediately sincere, right? Like that 17-year-old boy, right? But some people are not intelligent, some people don't have smriti, some people don't have that sukriti of earlier times, right? Um, some people are foolish. Krishna says that, 7.25, I think. If somebody says, what is Krishna? I don't believe Krishna exists. I don't think what is written in Bhagavad Gita is correct. Show him 7.25. Okay? In 7.25, Krishna says, I don't show up to foolish people. Right? From them I am covered with my Maya. Right? So I myself keep myself covered by Maya from the foolish people. So those people who are foolish, those who are envious of Krishna, those who want to do sense enjoyment, they when they see at the age of 25 these words, they put it there. This is not the time to read all this. 50 plus years. After retirement, I will do all this. Right? But there are, and that is what happens when we are in the company of brahmacharis, you see some energy, you feel some energy in you, all these qualities suddenly start appearing. You start feeling faith. You start feeling like, kal se sincere, aaj se sincere hona. Right? When you are in the company of brahmacharis. Why? Because we are conditioned to believe what we see. And there we see actual manifestation of what is written in Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. Dedicate yourself, everything that you do to me. And we see people who at the young age have dedicated everything to Krishna. That is where we develop faith. Right? And we become sincere. And we want to not have daily tours outside prison. We want to permanently go out, Mataji. That is why we feel for those moments or just after chanting, we feel lighter. We feel happy. Happiness is peace. Biggest ingredient of happiness is peace. If you don't have peace, how can you be happy? Right? So you feel peace, you feel happy because you are connected to, the soul is connected to super soul for those times. So to be happy, either we have to connect at the same level or to a higher level. When a soul connects to super soul, that is the only way. When we connect to Krishna, that is the only way we can be happy. Whether we believe it today or tomorrow or never, but that is the truth because it is written in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Mataji?
Thank you.
Any other question, Prabhuji, Mataji, on the japa, the qualities that you need to develop you need to for attracting Krishna's mercy? Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I have the last question, please. Sorry, before I hand over. Regarding three modes, that is goodness, passion, and ignorance. As we are in this, Kali Yuga, we are supposed to earn our daily needs, but by going to, work and upgrading ourselves to the next level. So I consider this to be under passion mode. But I don't want to get back to the ignorance, passion, or goodness. I want to surrender to Krishna. How will this impact? Will my survivability to take care of my family, the responsibility, put me back to that three modes, or still I can serve Lord Krishna?
Okay. Now, Mataji's questions are getting more serious now. So, everybody is in one or the other mode of nature, right? And anybody who thinks that I am the kartam iti manyate, okay? So he is a vimud atma. So only who is thinking that I am the doer is foolish. So what is acting all the time is the modes of nature. We think we are doing it, but it's the modes of nature which are doing it. And everybody is under those modes. Even Brahma, Lord Shiva, they can also not transcend these modes of nature. Now let's accept it. Now, when is it that we will transcend these modes of nature? Okay, the science of the Supreme, chapter 15, right? When about Krishna is telling that this tree you have to cut with detachment. Okay, chapter 15 that we recite. That tree that can be cut, that is having its roots upwards and leaves downwards, Krishna says, cut this root with detachment. So to answer your question in one word, it is detachment, right? So we all are working hard, but if we are not attached to it, right? I am not attached to this place. I am not attached to this job. Being attached means, although I am making my best efforts, but if it doesn't succeed, I don't succeed in getting the fruits for this, it doesn't break me down. Or if I get success for it, it doesn't change my state of mind in a big way. Again, take the example of these brahmacharis who are living in the temple. You know who is working hardest? These people. Okay? Yesterday we were in the base and we saw one notice on the whiteboard there. Anybody who misses Mangal Aarti will be fined 50 rupees. Okay? And he will have to write Hare Krishna Mahamantra 25 times. If he doesn't do it at the end of the day, it will be double tomorrow. Okay? So, people who are living in the base, 50 rupees fine if you miss the Mangal Aarti. Now that doesn't take into account whether you are in the night shift, you come back from office at 12, right? So, uh, who is working hardest? These people. Is anybody fining us for not waking up at 4 a.m.? 50 rupees? No, no 50 rupees are being charged, right? These people who have to work hardest, right, from 4 a.m. till night, they should be in the highest mode of passion, right? But they are not. How come? Same pressure. We have a cushion. We have the cushion of bank accounts, right? We have some savings. Something has some loss happens. Here, if something loss happens, they have nothing. They're not having a bank account also, right? So they should be worrying only. What happens if I fall ill? Who will do my treatment, right? If this work doesn't happen, I have this much budget for Janmashtami. This guy is asking so much for the stage and decoration only. What should I do? They should be the most worried people. If we have to buy something, it's too expensive. We'll say, okay, दिल पे पत्थर रख के महंगा खरीद लेते हैं. They don't have the luxury, right? They have fixed budget. So they should be most worried people, maximum mode of passion. But they are at peace all the time. How? Because they have cut this tree down with the weapon of detachment. So only if we detach ourselves from the fruits of our work, we will be able to transcend these modes. Okay. Of course, to transcend the mode of ignorance, we need to work right away on this. How we can move to the level of goodness. But in the end, we have to transcend the mode of goodness also. Mode of goodness is very difficult to transcend. You know why? If you are in the mode of ignorance, people will come and beat you up. So many people. Your boss, your family, society. Even if you don't mend your ways, then who will come and take you out of the mode of ignorance? Police will come and arrest you. Right? In the end, they will force you to come out of mode of ignorance. But if you are in the mode of goodness, nobody will disturb you. Very good job. Keep on doing social work. Keep feeding the hungry. There are so many people who feed the hungry stray dogs, right, inside outside the societies. If you stop them, they will come and fight with you, big time, huh? So nobody disturbs them. Keep on doing the mode of goodness, okay? That is where you need to find a spiritual master. You need to find devotees. They will be able to tell you that mode of ignorance also, mode of goodness also binds you. So Mataji, while you are working, the things that you said, working for your family hard, right, trying to make the ends meet for your family, then also you need to transcend that mode of passion by cutting this tree with the weapon of detachment. Detach from the fruits of it. Of course, work for the success of it, but do not attach its success and failure to yourself. Dedicate it to Krishna, right? So, same shloka which we discussed, Yat Karoshya Dashnasi, right? Tat Purushva Mad Arpana. Krishna says, मुझे अर्पित कर दो, जो भी कुछ कर रहे हो मुझे अर्पित कर दो. जब आपको पता है आप कृष्ण को ही अर्पित करने के लिए कर रहे हो, you will not feel anxiety, right? This is all for Krishna. Then you will be able to get that detachment also. That's fine. Very difficult question. I just tried to answer you somewhere. Okay? Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I was asking, like, which form of chanting is better, like in the form of kirtan or just to complete the beats, complete the rounds in a beat? So why I am asking this question? Because when
Which form of chanting is good?
like in the form of kirtan, what we do?
In the form of
Kirtan.
kirtan. Okay.
Or just to complete our rounds in a beat. Okay. Why I am asking this question? Because when I do this rounds on a beat, I feel like just to complete it and finish this work and just get while chanting also, like mind will keep on thinking something else, like chanting here, I keep on thinking so many ideas, maybe thinking about it, how to do it. And it does not lead to concentration mostly. Maybe because I am a leader, I am a chanting, I don't know. But when the kirtan happens, the mood will be different.
Sure.
Yeah, the mood will be different. Really, we will be like our mind will be just thinking about Krishna, our mind will be happy. But the same thing does not come when I do on the beats.
Hello.
In the beats.
In the beats.
Because it will be just in a like tendency will be just to finish this round and get to some other task. Because just I have to complete, I have been asked to do this, or I have to do this, like some obligation, and I'm just completing it.
Yes, bro. So there are so many reasons for it. But Prabhuji is asking, when we do Sankirtan, right? The first round of a class when Sankirtan is going on, everybody is singing, I feel connected. But when I am doing on beats, I focus more on finishing my rounds, and that focus doesn't come, mind goes here and there. So just like any attacker, Maya is afraid of groups. Okay? Just like a lion, when a lion has to hunt deers, he doesn't go and just run into a group of deers. He'll come in a way, and even if he's very very close to 50 deers are grazing and he's just one bush behind, he will not just go and run into that huge herd. What he will do is little bit he will come out and give them a chance to run. Why?
Because the one that's left behind.
He's looking for one that is left behind. He wants one only, alone, right? Although they are deer, they are 100 also, they cannot hurt him. But still the tendency is, I want only one, alone, right? So Maya is looking for you to be alone, right? This is the biggest reason devotees come to Brahmacharya ashram and decide to stay in base or temple. And they say, if I walk out from this gate alone, no, I'm afraid. So they say, I'll sleep also in the hall with devotees. I'll go to the market also with devotees. I'll have somebody with me. Okay? And especially, for example, if one Mataji comes to ask a question to one brahmachari, and if you are nearby, you'll get a scolding. When Mataji came to ask me a question, why didn't you come and stand with me? Right? So they don't want to be alone for a moment because they know Maya attacks you when you are alone. But when you are doing Sankirtan with all the congregation, Prabhu, Maya does not come. Right? That entire energy around you is filled. It is like sprinkling Ganga Jal on you and taking a full bath in Ganga. Right? So we want to have that Sankirtan completely soaked in it. Right? If you take a fish out of water and say, okay, I'll keep on sprinkling Ganga water on you, will she survive? No. There's a difference. So when you are alone, you are struggling to focus your mind. But when you are around the devotees, you are doing Sankirtan. I'll tell you one thing. You are saying Sankirtan versus beads. It's not Sankirtan versus beads. It's alone versus group. You start doing Sankirtan alone. Okay? You start singing Jai Radha Madhav alone. Same problem will come. It's not about Sankirtan. Beads is not the problem. Problem is the surroundings. Right? You do beads alone, but it's Sankirtan you do in a group of devotees. So that is where the whole difference is. So what we should do is the best is in our chanting also. So after Mangal Aarti, everybody sits in a circle and chants together. That is the best way of chanting. The time is also best, and that surrounding is also best. That is why you feel that way. But when your mind wanders, there are so many other reasons. Right? We will discuss about affirmation sometime. There are affirmations that we speak before chanting. That number one, I will tell my mind, I'm putting you to rest now. Chanting is the most important activity of my life. These beads are my connection to Radha and Krishna. We say these things to ourselves, right? So there is a long practice. But to answer your question, the difference between chanting alone, beads is not the problem. Rather, beads help you a lot. Beads connect you to Radha and Krishna. Okay, and rather gradually we should develop this faith that these beads are my connection to Radha and Krishna. Okay. Now three things. One is doing Sankirtan in a group, doing chanting on the beads in the group, doing Sankirtan alone, singing Kirtan alone, and doing Japa alone. You create a situation where you do Japa without beads. It will be even worse. Okay, so beads give you some company at least. So the difference is not beads, it's being alone or in the association of devotees. Okay, any other question, Prabhuji's, Mataji's? Yes, Prabhu. Now kids have created very nice transcendental.
I'm a student.
I am a student.
Yes, Prabhu.
I want to chant all the time. Is it possible to chant while studying or while reading?
You want to become Haridas Thakur? You want to chant all the time?
Yeah.
Okay. So do one thing, when the teacher is there, no, you keep your beads under the desk like this.
So actually, I don't use beat. So should I use beat while chanting?
See, there's a science behind beads. So you should use beads wherever possible. Okay. As I said, there is a science behind it. They actually connect you. It is like the antenna of your phone connects you to the tower. These beads connect you. So people think I'll chant in my mind. I'll just chant like that, right? But whenever possible, you should do it on beats. But Prabhuji is asking, I'm a student. I want to chant all the time. Okay. Big Hari Bol to Prabhuji. Hari Bol. We all want that, Prabhuji. So, but it's not possible. But what we do is we chant all the time when somebody is not forcing us to speak. Okay. So suppose we are going in a car, we are driving, people are sitting there, start talking. They will start talking to you or other people. You keep chanting till they force you to answer something. Okay, this is the technique. Okay, so wherever you are, office calls will do this, right? Because you can't finish your rounds in a busy working day, right? So what you do is you're on the call, you use the mute button, right? So you chant all the time till somebody forces you to speak, right? Of course, we have to be careful because some senior devotees feel offended also this way. Okay, suppose you are serving prasadam on the to some senior devotee, some Vaishnava has come to your home and you should not be chanting that time because you should show them full attention. Or you are sitting in a katha and you start chanting, that also people might feel. So चोरी करना है लेकिन थोड़ा चुपके से चोरी करना है. See, this chori mentality is very good. When we are doing chori, you get a feeling of accomplishment. एक तो चोरी करना टेंडेंसी है बचपन से, ना बच्चों को अगर चोरी किया हुआ दूसरे का चॉकलेट मिलेगा तो ज़्यादा टेस्टी लगेगा, ह्यूमन टेंडेंसी है. बट इन दिस एस्पेक्ट इफ यू डू अदर चोरी, राइट, ऑफिस का दिन है और मैं कहीं घूमने लेक पे चला गया हूँ, ठीक है, मूवी देखने चला गया हूँ, यू फील गिल्टी. बट दिस चोरी डज नॉट मेक यू फील गिल्टी. ओके, ऑफिस का कॉल चल रहा है और मैं अपना चैंटिंग कर रहा हूँ, म्यूट बटन रखे, इट डजंट मेक यू फील गिल्टी, टेल यू. Okay, so be careful about professors, but at the end of it, when you do this chori, you will not feel guilty. Okay, and don't do chori when it's important class is going on, so you fail in the exam, or in the office also you don't listen to important points in the meeting. But do chori when people are doing prajalpa. Now people are sitting in the cab or sitting in the flight or train. In train, all people will start talking to you. I have nothing to do with them. They are sitting with me for 36 hours in the train. After that, I will never see them. And I have never made any effort to see them also in the first place. They just happen to be on the next berth. Why should I talk to them? But they will not leave you. They will not be quiet. So that if you are sitting in a coach, in train, 3 tier, 5 people will be there around you. Will they sit quiet? So they will talk to you also. Okay. Yes, agree. Right? Keep on till they force you to speak. Oh, you are not answering. Then you stop. Right? So this is the technique. Oh, this is the technique, but you use it at your own risk. Okay? Doing this chori, transcendental chori is also good, but you have to be careful which important subject is being discussed in the class, what you are doing. After that, you do this chori. So, other aspect of this chori is some people steal from their own house. Biggest fools. Have you come across somebody who steals from his parents and gives to his friends? Who are those people? These are the people who are chanting on beads but thinking about office. That is also another chori. That you will feel very bad about. Okay? So there are two aspects to it. Good chori and bad chori. Good chori is you steal from this material world and use it for your own advancement. Other is while you are on the beats, you are thinking of somebody. I owe somebody to something to somebody. I need to talk to him. I need to make a phone call to him. I forgot to do this. This is my to-do list in my office. I need to do this. These are the things I can do to improve my office environment. This is how my team will perform well. Oh, my appraisal will be better. You are stealing from your home and giving to people. Right? So do chori from material aspects for your spiritual advancement rather than other way around. But the truth is, it's not a joke. We actually do this. So whenever you find yourself thinking about something else rather than a picture of Radha and Krishna while chanting, write down 100 rupees I stole from home and I gave to neighbor, or put fine on yourself, right? That is the consciousness we need to have. Whenever our mind wanders, put a huge penalty on it, right? Some kind of penalty. One technique somebody told me, I don't recommend it to everybody, is hit your hand like this with full force. You'll feel that pain, and that pain will be rewiring your mind. Whenever while chanting my mind goes somewhere, something happens, some pain comes. Okay, so I don't recommend to everybody, but I came across somebody who did that. Whenever I find I'm chanting and my mind is going something, I'll hit my hand hard and I'll feel that pain in my hand, and my mind will register it like a naughty kid. पिटाई लगती है ऐसा करने से, right? So it will be rewiring in our mind that don't divert when I'm doing chanting, don't divert from.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. What are you studying, Prabhu?
I'm aerospace engineer, M.Tech second year.
Aerospace engineer.
Yeah, M.Tech.
Okay, good. Any other questions? I think we have exceeded our time, so we are about 12 now. So, but one thing we'll do is, because this whole class today was on improving japa, okay? So let's see, we'll chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra now, okay? And we'll think of these things. I do Guru Seva. I'll tell this to my mind. I do Guru Seva whenever I get an opportunity to do Vapu Seva in person, or in all other times I am doing Vani Seva to my Guru. I am following his instructions, right? I have full faith in Harinam. This Mahamantra is going to deliver me for sure. I have 100% faith. I am very, very sincere in focusing my mind. I am very, very sincere when I want to surrender unto Krishna. I will do whatever it takes. This is the most urgent task I have in this lifetime. I am most sincere, more sincere than the guy preparing for UPSC, right? And I have a great hope. Even when I found my mind wandering 2 times, 3 times, I have hope. Because Krishna loves me. I have association of devotees. Krishna has given me association of devotees. He has given me Srimad Bhagavatam. He has given me Bhagavad Gita. So I have a hope. If not this round or this mantra, next mantra I will be focusing. Next mantra will be every word and every syllable I will be able to focus. I have this hope. And most importantly, Krishna loves me. And he is watching me right now. He is very happy seeing me chanting. Right? He is very happy seeing me progressing towards him. He is waiting for me. Right? What does Krishna not have? The creator of all the universes. What is one thing he does not have? And we have it.
Devotion towards him.
And he wants it.
Devotion towards him.
No, of course, devotion we need. But there is one thing. He doesn't need Mahamantra. One thing that Krishna has, he has everything, but one thing he does not have, he really craves for it. And we have it. And we are not giving it to him. What is that? Bhakti is our way of approaching him.
Sincerity. Sincerity.
What is it that he does not have? One thing, I want it from him. We are not giving it. That is our
Faith.
heart. He has everything, all the universes, but he does not have our heart. And he is craving for it. Believe me, he is craving for it. Like a parent is craving for the heart of their child, even if he is far away in another country. I want his heart. एक message तो कर दे, right? Krishna wants our heart. So let's feel loved that Krishna wants our heart. He is waiting for us. And Let's chant one round in this consciousness. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे